I know for some people, it's a time for victory, to state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss.
GNZTV, we bring for you news in the most simplified manner. We are able to read between the lines together, and we are able to join the dots. We are able to find the missing puzzle. Subscribe and like this video to get more updates. My name is Abisai Orlando. President Biden just gave a speech after Trump won. And President Biden, we are going to see the speech here. He was up here as he had never been before in the past 2 years, and he was stronger than he has never been before. And this raises a lot of questions. What has really been happening behind the closed doors for President Biden? He congratulated Trump, of course, and let us see how it went.
I know for some people, it's a time for victory, to state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss. Campaigns are contests of competing visions. The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans. Bring down the temperature. I also hope we can lay to rest the question about the integrity of the American electoral system. It is honest, it is fair, and it is transparent. And it can be trusted, win or lose. I also hope we can restore the respect for all our election workers who busted their necks and took risks at the outset. As they did their duty as citizens, I will do my duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America.
Since 1984, the professor of history, Alan Lichtman, has correctly predicted 9 out of 10 of USA presidential results. If to the presidential election 2024-2025, the competition between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, Professor Lichtman was invited by CNN. And the question is, why was Professor Lichtman, who was giving upper hand to Kamala Harris, invited without another person who could also predict about the win of Trump? And in this case, there were so many who are also predicting for Trump to win. Welcome to the Crux of Politics, and my name is Abisai Orlando. There is one thing that you should know, that the Western media like pushing their narrative, and for them to evade blames in case their narrative that they are pushing fails, they invite analysts and those whom they call professions. So if their narrative backfires, the blame will be on the analyst. But what makes so many people to laugh at the Western mainstream media is the rate at which most of their narratives and most of their analysts are getting predictions wrong. And they must always come up with an explanation why they are getting these predictions wrong. And I'll give you just an example. The economy of Russia. When sanctions were put on Russia by different Western countries, most of economic analysts predicted that the economy of Russia was going to collapse. But today, the opposite happens. And to make the matter worse, the economy of Russia kept on climbing. So this is exposing the mainstream media on different Western world. The Western media are on record congratulating Kamala Harris and giving an upper hand to Kamala Harris about her economic view. Yet, Kamala Harris never gave a strategic way on how she's going to deal with the economy as opposed to Donald Trump. The invitation of Professor Alan was just a wise way of campaigning for Kamala Harris, and also a wise way through which the Western media was pushing their narrative against Donald Trump. And Donald Trump won against the deep state, and Donald Trump won against the mainstream media.